Hello, I'm Martin Park. You can call me Coach. For those that don't know me, I'm a naturopath and a master coach and trainer who has been working professionally in the health, fitness, wellness, and self-improvement industries for over 45 years. If you are someone who is interested in learning how to maximize your overall health, well-being, and performance, then welcome to the channel. Have you ever felt like you're constantly striving to take care of yourself, yet somehow you always end up feeling more drained and overwhelmed than you did before you started? If so, you are not alone. Today, I'm going to talk about the paradox of self-care, why going solo isn't the solution. Before I get into this discussion, let's begin by acknowledging that every person's journey is unique. Some individuals successfully achieve their self-care goals independently, while others have found support to be more effective and appropriate. Based on the title of this podcast, I obviously have my own personal beliefs and biases as to which is the best method. But before we get into that, let's look at the term self-care so we are all on the same page regarding what I'm discussing today. For many people, self-care is seen as an indulgence, a luxury or pampering we indulge in when we get the time. But the reality is, while these practices can indeed be rejuvenating, they only scratch the surface of what self-care truly entails. Self-care is about recognizing that our well-being is a complex and multifaceted issue that requires attention to all aspects of our lives, such as physical self-care by engaging in regular exercise, eating balanced and nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, practicing good hygiene, and seeking medical care when needed. Emotional self-care by cultivating self-awareness, expressing emotions in healthy ways, setting boundaries in relationships, and seeking support from friends, loved ones, or professionals when facing challenges. Mental self-care by stimulating the mind through learning and creative expression, as well as managing stress through mindfulness and other relaxation techniques and seeking professional help when needed. Social self-care by nurturing relationships with family, friends, colleagues, and community members and engaging in meaningful social activities. And spiritual self-care by connecting with one's values, beliefs, and sense of purpose. So, true self-care is far more than simply indulging in occasional treats or pampering ourselves. It is the practice of taking action to preserve or improve our health and life. It is about making choices that support and nurture our physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual well-being on a consistent basis. That is the definition of self-care. So, what is the paradox and why is going solo not the solution? We live in a modern world that glorifies independence and self-reliance. We are bombarded with messages that suggest we should be able to handle everything on our own, including our own self-care. The term self-care clearly emphasizes personal agency and empowerment. It inherently implies individual responsibility and action, suggesting that we should be able to take care of ourselves independently. That if you are going to care for yourself, then it should be you that is solely responsible for doing the caring. This then creates a paradoxical situation where we feel pressure to manage our well-being alone, when the reality is that the most effective self-care usually involves seeking support, connection, and community. This paradox highlights the tension between the individualistic nature of self-care and the reality that humans are social beings who thrive on connection and support from others. While it is undeniable that self-care involves personal responsibility and autonomy, it is crucially important to recognize that the communal aspect of support and connection is an equally important aspect of holistic well-being and effective self-care. When someone attempts to navigate the journey of self-care solo, it usually leads to feelings of isolation, overwhelm, and frustration, and despite their best efforts, they find themselves stuck, unable to break free from the very habits and patterns they were trying to change. I have seen people go from sitting on a bench in the gym training on their own, scrolling through their social media feeds just to feel connected, and achieving no progress at all, to, at my suggestion, joining in the pump classes and the other high-energy resistance-based classes, and not only ending up in the best shape of their lives, but also making new friends and learning new things along the way. I have seen people go from searching for meaning and purpose in their life in isolation via the internet, becoming no more enlightened or at peace with themselves than they were 6 months ago, to, at my suggestion, visiting a place of worship that feels right to them, and in doing so, not only finding themselves, but also finding a community of supportive and like-minded individuals. I have seen people go from trying to start an online business on their own, learning whatever they can from YouTube and the internet, and always being in a constant state of indecision and uncertainty. 2, at my suggestion, joining an online mastermind group and accelerating their progress to a level that they couldn't previously imagine, while also making contacts and allies for their future. So while the term self-care emphasizes personal agency and empowerment, its paradox lies in the recognition that caring for yourself requires reaching out and engaging with others. It's all about finding a balance between autonomy and interdependence, and acknowledging that while we are ultimately responsible for our own well-being, we are not meant to navigate life's challenges in isolation. I believe it is time to redefine self-care as a collaborative endeavor, one that thrives not in isolation, but in the embrace of community and connection. I thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your company. If you found value in today's episode, then please hit the subscribe, like, or follow buttons to help me with growing my channel. I look forward to spending some time with you again. Bye for now.